My dear friend in Christ, have you heard of a man who was passing by a herd of elephants when he suddenly noticed something strange? He found each elephant tied only by a single rope, and he thought to himself, "Oh my God, these gigantic creatures can easily break away from these little ropes and escape. What a foolish thing to do, to tie them with these tiny ropes. They should be heavily chained instead." Now the trainer was standing by, so the man asked him, "Why don't these elephants break free and escape?" The trainer laughed at him, saying, "You see, sir, when the elephant cub is born, that very day we tie this rope to its legs. And as the years go by, they get fixed with the thought that the rope is stronger than them, and so they never even attempt to break free." My dear friend in Christ, now let's think about our own lives. So often we are stuck in the same spot or a feeling, especially when we have experienced failure or discouragement. We get fixed with a sense of hopelessness. But the Lord invites you to draw strength from Him. The psalmist sings so beautifully of the power of God in lifting up those who put their trust in Him. Psalm 40, verse 2 and 3 reads, "He lifted me out of the slimy pit and out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God." That's Psalm 40, verse 2 and 3. Look at St. Paul, who went through all kinds of suffering, all kinds of trial, yet he wrote to the Philippians in his letter, chapter 4, verse 3, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." My dear friend in Christ, great people see hope even in the midst of turmoil and trial. Look at the great inventor Thomas Alva Edison. He worked for 10 long years on a storage battery, but a massive fire broke out, destroying all his goods and materials that he was using for experiments. 8 fire tenders worked endlessly to douse the flames. But 67-year-old Edison watched very calmly. And the next morning, looking at the ruins, he told his wife and son, "There is great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burned up. Thank God, we can start anew." Just 3 weeks after the fire, Edison invented and gave the world its first phonogram, which was later developed into what was known as the gramophone. So my dear friend in Christ, don't let discouragement, don't let disappointment, don't let failure, don't let loss or even fear of any kind weigh you down. Look heavenward. The Lord will certainly raise you up. May you have a good and godly day.